welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be digging into a specific issue for the original Xbox, which is the disk drive not opening or closing properly when activated. Much like the one you see here, this drive will open and close, but sort of bounces, and it may close but open right away again, or it may open and close right away again. If you're having an issue where it doesn't open up at all, check out this video for more info, as it may be a completely different problem. The issue we'll be fixing today I've found really only happens on the Philips version of the drives too, and this fix is specifically related to only that Philips version. So before you go any further, just make sure this is the version that you have by taking a peek at the drive tray when it is open. There are 4 separate disk drive versions for the original Xbox, and the easiest way to identify them is by looking at the tray. It should look like this. Now that you've confirmed that you have the correct disk drive, how do we fix this, and what can we do to prevent it from happening again in the future? Well, the only way to address this is to open your Xbox and get the disk drive completely removed from the console. You will need some specific tools for this, and if you're unfamiliar with this process, here's a short explanation. Turn your console over and remove the 6 hidden T20 screws from the bottom. Flip the unit back over and remove the lid. Now take out the 3 Torx T10 screws holding the disk drive and center bracket in place, and remove the cables attached to the disk and hard drive so it can be pulled completely out of the console. Now that you have it removed, take off the black bracket holder, and if it's really dusty, now would be a good time to clean the housing before opening up the drive. Then break the seal on the top side front Phillips screw and remove the 4 long Phillips screws from the outer housing to access the inner parts. You can see that this drive is very dusty, and taking some time to clean out all the dust and hair is a huge part of making sure this fix lasts a much longer time. You can remove the drive tray by moving the center latch up or to the right to unlock the tray, and then lifting up on the front left corner pin and pulling it free. This will help to give you full access to everything for cleaning, and will need to be removed later anyway. Wipe out the outer rails, back panel, front gears, and any other dust or hair that you see. The cleaner the better, so this may take some time to finish depending on how dirty yours is. It doesn't need to look perfect, but getting a majority of the debris out will help a lot. This drive opens and closes with the center latch assembly right behind the gears directly in the front. As it moves, there's a small bump that pushes on the sensor to the left. This sensor tells the drive whether or not it's open or closed, depending on if the small pinchers have been opened or closed. This is where our problem is, and more specifically, our cleaning needs to take place. In order to access this small sensor, we will need to remove this top gear. I'm not sure if this needs to be in a specific location, but I always like to mark one of the teeth on the larger gear and 2 of the smaller gears just to make sure that everything goes back together in the same orientation. Like I said, this may not be necessary, but it's just a habit of mine to verify that it is back together in the exact same way that it was removed. Push the top lock pin of the gear in and lift straight up, but not with a lot of force. You don't want this gear to be damaged in any way, and you should be able to wiggle it loose without a lot of effort. Now you can really see the sensor and how it works with the gear missing. I like to re-clean this area again where all the gears are, just to make sure that all of the dust has been captured. You can also remove the drive band to allow a little bit easier access to everything too. Pull the locking mechanism down towards the sensor and clean the 2 copper leads on the ends. You can just use IPA for this, or even a small tool to polish the contact points. Regardless of whatever you use, clean the area again once you're done to remove any debris left behind from polishing. Just cleaning alone will many times fix the issues that you're having, but if you continue to have problems, you will need to adjust the position of the sensor. To skip directly to that process, go to this timestamp. After you're happy with how clean everything is, you will need to lube up the insides again so the tray moves much more smoothly. I like to use a Q-tip and rub grease into each of the contact areas around the drive. The front slide on the top and back side needs it, and moving the mechanism helps to spread the grease around evenly. Next are the metal laser eye rails and the worm screw. Now you can put the gear piece back in place and the drive band to tension off the gears. The gear just snaps in place once fully seated too, so it's pretty easy. If you happen to get grease on any of the teeth of the gears or have excess anywhere, just wipe it away with a clean Q-tip. Now onto the tray, which also needs some cleaning and lube. Repeat the same process of cleaning with it, and once the IPA is dry, lube the sides of the tray and the channels underneath too. For installing the tray again, place the center locking slide up to the right but not fully. Leave a small gap so the pin located there goes into the channel located under the tray. Move the tray in and out a few times to make sure that the pin is in the correct place and it moves freely before pushing all of it back all the way in. Then take your tweezers and move the locking slide down or to the left so that the tray is locked in place once again. You can now add the top metal cover and the screws back on and then reassemble your Xbox for testing. If you continue to have issues after testing, you can adjust the sensor at this point. But just know that adjusting it can still be done when the drive is mostly still assembled. Take the lid off and remove the drive tray again. Use tweezers to carefully bend the ends of the copper leads towards each other, but not too far. You just want the two touch points to be slightly closer together. This is so they have a better connection when the locking slide touches the back end of the top lead. You can test it a few times if you're worried about getting it in the right location, but I've found a small bend on the top lead is enough to make the connection much more reliable. But during testing, it should look a lot more normal. This one is still a little sluggish in its movement, but that could be from the drive motor inside rather than the tray hanging up on any dirt or debris any longer. But as you can see, this one is fixed and it works well again. I hope this helped you fix one of your own console issues, and if you're looking for more fixes, be sure to check out my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next fix.